Yeah, I smelled it on you. What are you doing on this side of town?
Well, damn, you acting like you know already. What's wrong with you?
Nothing at all. Just here visiting Benny.
Oh, Benny stays on this side of town? Where does he live? Not in these buildings.
Yes, in these buildings. Who do you know that lives over here, Lisa?
You sure are asking a lot of questions.
Not really.
What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections to spot our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all social medias, Twitter and Instagram at A Connection TV. I am here to talk to you guys about FireStick. I'm gonna do a quick little review, and usually when I do my reviews, I talk about the actors, I talk about the script. I give a quick little rating, and then I go into spoiler territory with the actual review. So after my rating, if you don't want any spoilers, and there are a lot of spoilers to spoil in here, then stop the video, go see the movie, and come back. But yeah, let's get into it. So the actors did what the actors were supposed to do in FireStick. FireStick is a very gimmicky, kind of a phony, kind of a cheesy, kind of a thing that the actors have to play, like characters that the actors have to play. And everybody did their job, right? Dom Toretto is Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel is Dom Toretto. Like, there's no changing what he does. He's just going to give you this in every scene. Although, there was a moment where his eyes got watery, but it didn't get watery with his, like, actual family. It got watery from the sister of someone that passed away. And I was like, I was like, is his eyes watered up? And his eyes was watered up. And he was talking like this, looking at her. And I was just like, why is his eyes watering up? Because this story is not that sad. It was ridiculous, but whatever. Dom Toretto is Dom Toretto. Charlize Theron, she could do no wrong, and I'm sure I butchered her name. Michelle Rodriguez, she plays the same kind of role in everything that she's in. A badass Hispanic, and you know, she plays the role well, right? Tyrese Gibson, I get annoyed with whoever writes his script, I get annoyed with it. Like, whoever approves his lines and Ludacris's lines, I get annoyed with it. Like, the ragtag team of ragtag teamers didn't really have a lot to do this particular movie. And there were moments where I was watching their scene and I was like, oh my God, this is scratching my eyes out. Like, the only time I cared about the movie was when Vin Diesel was on screen, Jason Momoa came to be on screen, and Michelle Rodriguez. Everybody else, I did not care about their moment. I felt like it was just filler, and we were just filling this up. And this movie is $340 freaking million worth of a budget, and we're filling this up with fluff, where I could just spend the money on the budget. I'm thinking that all this money that they spent was for the cast. Because I can't say who all is in the movie because there's spoilers with it, who all is in the movie. Basically, everybody who has ever been in Fast X is in Fast X, except for Bow Wow. That's not really spoiling anything because it's not really spoiling anything. But I just didn't care about none of them. I didn't. Charlize Theron, Jason Momoa, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez. Those are the only people I cared about. And, you know, even for Michelle and Charlize, that's really not saying much, right? Because how much did their story contribute to the movie? Not really a whole lot. Right. On to the script, which I kind of like touched upon. There are a lot of moments in this film where it was just unnecessary fluff to fill up the film, and I was annoyed. And I was like, all right, really? Do we really have to listen to Tyrese speak? Do we really have to listen to Ludacris speak? Do we really need this moment in this old-fashioned workshop area? Like, it was so corny. Like, whoever wrote this crap, it was corny. That whole moment was corny. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? Like, why am I wasting time here, right? I was just annoyed. And then whoever thought to make Jason Momoa flamboyant? I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like he's not trying to make fun of flamboyant gays. I feel like he's trying to give a live action take on anime. Because a lot of anime characters are very flamboyant and very like avant-garde in their choices and their delivery of physical, physical expression. But Jason Momoa being a flamboyant dude was just interesting. His interpretation was funny at moments. Jason Momoa was the only reason why I chuckled watching Fast X. Nothing of what Tyrese said was funny. Nothing of what Ludacris did was funny. Nothing of what anybody else did was funny. But Jason Momoa made me naturally laugh. There were moments where I was a bit annoyed that he was like really drilling in the flamboyancy, because I was like, what? I was like, in my mind, I'm like, is this really a smart move? Like, are people really going to want to watch this character, this take of him? Like, he's Aquaman, and now he's like gay man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I think about the general public of straights who are going to look at him and be like, why is he being gay? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to his take on anime and just being an elaborate, flamboyant kind of a guy. You know? But his sexuality is never even questioned in the show. He's just extremely flamboyant. But, to be honest, he was the best actor in the entire freaking movie. You know, he was really, really good. And shout out to Leo Abuelo Perry, the kid who played Brian Marcos. He was really, really good. I liked him. There were moments where I felt like, he was in danger, actually. So shout out to the actors. The script was meh. It was really meh. And for 2 hours and some odd minutes, I mean, you can't have a meh script. Okay? The rating, I would give this movie a 6. Yeah, I'd give this movie a 6. 6 means don't see it in theaters, but you can see it in theaters, but it's 6. It's a 6. It's a fun film. It's a fun film, but the only time when it gets fun is when the 4 characters that I mentioned are on screen. Jason Momoa, Charlize, Michelle Rodriguez, and Vin Diesel. Those are the only moments that are fun for me, right? And a couple of the action scenes, although there's not really a lot of action, but a couple of the action scenes are cool. But other than that, I don't care about nobody else in the movie, because all of it, well, I can't really say it because we're not in spoiler territory yet. But I give it a 6. I still say see it in theaters, because watching it at home, not unless you got an 85-inch or more kind of screen, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? The graphics were hella great. I think that's where a lot of the money went in. But, online, 58% Rotten Tomatoes, 58% Metacritic, 6.3 IMDb. I gave it a 6. I'm in line with the industry. Now, it's fun. I could even bump it up to a 7, but I'm not, because I would never watch it again. Like, there's not one Fast and Furious movie that I wanted to watch again. But what I will say is that I commend Vin Diesel and whoever the powers to be are for keeping this franchise going and having it be a hell of a diverse cast. All he's missing is a chocolate sister. That's all he's missing, because obviously we got all the light brights, and maybe they think just because Tyrese is dark skinned, that's all they need. Like, looking at the cast lineup, there's a ton of light brights in here. Natalie Emmanuel being the only black woman on here. Well, I don't know if she would consider herself black, but a lot of people, oh Jesus, not to really go into that, but some people, Dominican Republic, St. Lucia, all of those, they don't consider themselves black. But whatever. But if you get a dark-skinned sister on here, baby, we got everything across the board. Brie Larson was unnecessary in this movie. Like, it was just a lot of unnecessary roles played in this film. But I give it a 6, but it's a 7 on the fun factor. Because it's like, oh, what's about to happen next? Ooh, that was so dope. Oh, great. Oh, that was unbelievable. But it was great to see because they did it well. You know what I'm saying? Now, to get into spoiler territory, let's talk about the review. I'm not really going to go too much in depth on it. What I will say is he spent all of the money on the graphic effects, which were pretty good, and the casting. Because everybody who is anybody has ever been in Fast Furious is in this movie. Even Paul Walker, who has been dead for some time now, is in this movie. So everybody is in this movie except for Bow Wow. It is what it is. I wonder why they didn't call Bow Wow. I wonder. Why didn't they call Bow Wow? I don't know. But I feel like everyone wasn't wasted. I don't know. Everyone wasn't wasted. I don't know. There's really nothing to say about the film. I don't even want to talk about it. It was okay. It was cool. Would I see it again? No. Is it fun film? Sure. If you like corny lines by Ludacris and Tyrese, sure. If you want a flamboyant Jason Momoa, go watch it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I give it a 6. I wouldn't watch it again in theaters. But I commend the movie, and I hope that it breaks even, at least, or makes a small profit. It's not going to get $1 billion. It's not going to do that. I know it's not going to do that. But, hey, we're getting another one, maybe? I mean, the movie doesn't even conclude. Like, you get to the end of the movie, and then it's like, what? That's how they're ending it? Like, we don't get a conclusion. There's no conclusion. You leave this movie with 5 open storylines. You don't know what happened to Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa. Well, we know what happens to Jason Momoa. He goes after somebody else. But you don't know what happened to Vin Diesel and the child. You don't know what happens to his motley crew. Vin Diesel's motley crew. You don't know what happens to Michelle Rodriguez and Charlize Theron. You don't even know what happens to John Cena, because people still be coming back to life in this franchise. And then all of a sudden you get to the cliffhanger, which is the post-credit scene, and it's this dude. And it's like, what? Anyways, leave your comments below. I know I didn't really say much about this film. It was all right. I give it a 6 with a fun factor of 7. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought about Fast X. And yeah, thank you for watching. Deuces.